Hi, Partnership Realtors. How are you guys? Nice to be back with you again. I'm Ismael Alvarez, the broker of Partnership Realty. Thank you for being with us again. Another very important class on how to become an investor, how to work with investors. Where are we going to find these properties? Where are all these foreclosures located at? How do we recognize a good deal? How do we know if it's a deal that's below market value? What are the lenders? We're going to go over every aspect and every factor of the investment world to assist you guys and help you become an investor. I can't tell you how many realtors in our office are investors, okay? Men and women. They are buying homes, selling homes, flipping properties. We're going to go over all of that today. We've got many realtors from our office that are now retired. They no longer do what's called real estate services. Their homes are paid for, their cars are paid for, their credit cards are paid. They are pretty much debt-free, and all they do is they flip 5, 6 homes, 8 homes per year. Great living that they're doing. These are great friends of mine that started with me a long time ago. I started 32 years ago as an investor, and I am still an investor. I'm still buying and flipping homes. I can't tell you how many licensees are with us. We have law enforcement officers. We have chiropractors. We have lawyers. We have so many people in different fields, RNs, nurses, accountants, CPAs. I can go on and on of all the individuals that hold this license as a secondary license, a secondary income. They have their primary income that they're making money on and paying all their bills, but this secondary income is paying off their homes in a matter of 1 to 2 years, 5 years, okay? I've owned many of houses. I think the longest I've ever had a 30-year fix, a loan, is maybe 3-4 years. Haven't made it to 5 years because I pay off my houses within 2 to 3 years. So you guys can do the same thing by watching this video and learning everything there is to learn about the license that DBPR has given us, okay? And the thing about it is you guys have to put this in practice. So we're going to go over all these factors today step by step. But one of the first things I want to show you guys is that this license by DBPR allows you guys to have and do 2 services. What are the 2 services? Well, one is servicing the public, whether you represent a buyer, a seller, or you're doing a rental, you're doing a lease, whether it's residential or commercial. So this license allows you to do service, okay? Service for others. Now service, in this case here, you make a good living. You can make $100,000 to $250,000 and even more per year. Now this service will pay your bills, and put some money into your savings account and pay off some credit cards and some other debt that you might have. So it's good money, but this class today, this license that you guys have, also allows you guys to become an investor, a real estate investor. Absolutely. Why not? Okay? I can't tell you how many ladies, how many gentlemen that have only been licensed for a year, a couple of years, 3 years. Some have been licensed for 30 years and they're still investors that are making $250,000 to $500,000, over $1 million a year. Okay? You guys have the same license. I want to know why you can't. If they can, tell me why. And if any of you ever feels that, Ismael, I don't think I can do it, please call me. I'd love to sit with you one-on-one and I will show you why you can, okay? Because you've got the most important tool, that license by DBPR, okay? And then you've got our office that is teaching you every corner, every aspect of the real estate world, okay? You have to know this. In order to be successful, to make $100,000, $250,000, $500,000 a year, and honestly, if you guys think that you can't make that much money, please call me. I'd like to, again, sit with you one-on-one. Because you certainly can. You know, but you guys have to take the initiative of doing it. So in the investor world, now the money that you make is huge. If you sell one property, we'll flip one property per year, make 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, $100,000. Not a bad part-time job, if I may say, okay? And there's individuals that don't see $100,000 all in one hand at one time. They probably don't even see it in a lifetime. Here you guys are making it, you know, within 3 to 4 months, maybe sometimes in 3 to 4 weeks, okay? So again, imagine doing one of those properties per year. How about 4? How about 5, 8? I've got realtors in our office that have done 20 per year. It's a phenomenal license. So we have a phenomenal class for you guys that we're going to get started. It's on how to become an investor, because you have no idea. I know, not a problem. That's what this class is for. So if you have no credit, no cash, not even working, okay? No money, no job, no idea, you're watching the right class here. This class is going to help you how to begin your becoming an investor. Nope, let me go back a little bit. Where do I get started? Where do I get started? And who do I contact? This is the class for you, okay? So today we are beginning as an investor. Now, there are 3 categories of investing, okay? And one of them is flipping, buying and selling homes. That's the one that I love the best. You know, I've had so many rental properties, and I'm not a good landlord. Not because I'm a slum landlord, on the contrary. I'm just not good at collecting money. Now, some individuals are perfect. They can go and knock on the door, and I'm here to collect the rent, and someone will pay immediately. I'm the type of person that I knock on the door, and they'll probably tell me, Ismael, I don't have the money. I'll probably ask them, when do you think you might have it? And they'll say, well, I'm not sure. What do I say then? Okay, I'll come back Friday. Thanks, you know, have a great day. I'll come back the next Friday, and they'll say again, I don't have it. Oh my God, I'm not cut out to be a landlord. I've had many apartment buildings, 5-plex, triplex, duplex, single family condos. I've had them all. But I realized that I'm not the perfect individual to be collecting. I don't like collecting. And management, having a manager managing these properties for me, they're still going to contact me anyway. They're still going to call me with their problems. The sink is clogged up. They don't have the money for a light bulb. Are you kidding? A light bulb's 55 cents. Less. Depends on where you buy it at. These are the calls you get. You know, the septic is clogged up. Oh my Lord, I'm not going to go into it. So I decided that I wanted to be solely number 1, flipping homes, buying and selling. Phenomenal. That's my favorite. But you don't stop there. I mean, there's many of my friends do number 2, and they also do number 3. Number 2 is short-term and long-term rentals. Phenomenal. That's a phenomenal income. Now, if you got money sitting in a CD mutual fund, you know, any stock market or something like that, what are the returns on that? Barely nothing. You're getting pennies on the dollar, okay? So if you take those funds, buy a property, even if you do it for short term, for 6 months only, you are getting a positive income coming in right now as a rental income, positive income on a monthly basis. Now, your property values have gone up in 6 months, so when you go to sell the property, guess what? Not only were you getting a positive income, now you're getting a nice net profit on this property. You got your initial investment back. What if you're like a lot of our friends here? When I friends, I mean our realtors, because we become friends after years and after a while. Well, they love keeping them for a year. Now they're getting a positive income for that full year, every single month, more than what they're getting at their savings account or their CD or anything like that. And you know, now when they go to sell a property, it's worth a heck of a lot more. They already bought it at a good value. They already bought it with equity into it. Can you imagine now selling it a year later? This is South Florida, guys. Market here is never going to stop. It's going to keep going up. Everyone and their brother is dying to come where? South Florida, Central, South America, Europe. How about here in the U.S.? Right here in the central states. People dream about coming on vacation here to South Florida. We take it for granted. We live here. Our waterways are gorgeous. Either on our East Coast or West Coast, oh my God, they're gorgeous. The marinas, the life that we got, the water life that we got going on. People dream about coming here. We're here. This is Hawaii. Just the good thing about it is that there are no volcanoes here, okay? There are hurricanes, but I prefer hurricanes anytime over a volcano that doesn't give you a surprise when it's coming, or a tornado either. I'll stick it here. I see that hurricane coming. If it's coming here, I am out of here. Okay? So I'm going to stick at South Florida. South Florida is a phenomenal place to become a realtor and be a realtor, and the money that we're going to make. So long-term rentals, phenomenal, especially for the ones that are really good at collecting rent. Oh my Lord, can you imagine that? You can retire and you're still making money on a monthly basis. And the property's right there is paid for free and clear. Third, I can't tell you how many friends that have got, that they have a lot of cash sitting, they don't have it sitting, they're sitting in their accounts, but they're getting no type of return on it. So these individuals have become private lenders. These are hard equity lenders. Now, the hard equity lenders, the interest rates your return begins at a 6% return to 8% to 12 to 15% return on your dollar. Are you kidding? Phenomenal return, especially on long term. A 30-year amortized loan, just to give you guys an idea, when you go to finance a property, by the time you're done at 30 years, you probably paid that house off four times over. Why do you think banks are so big? Think about that, okay? So these individuals, friends of mine, have become investors on financing these properties, and they're getting a great return, on their money. So as hard equity lenders, okay? Sometimes it's a 2-year loan, 3-year loan, 5-year loan, 10, 15-year loan, sometimes 20-year loan. The longer the better for the investor. They're getting more money on their investment. There are 4 steps, okay, on how to begin. We've got step number 1 is guidance, okay? Guidance. Where do you go for guidance? How do you begin? Well, I'll show you. Me. I've been doing this for 30 years. We have this many realtors, this many offices, and we're busy as heck, and our realtors are very successful. We're doing something right. We're doing absolutely everything right, okay? Come to me. We're going to teach you. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to show you. And, these classes, we do them over and over. So guidance, you've got me. I'm just gonna point you in a little bit in which direction, and you're just gonna take off with it. You'll even do better than I do. I can't tell you how many friends of mine have begun with me. They've had 0 property, bought 1 property, and now they own to 150 to 350 properties. These guys are killing it. These gals are killing it. I cannot tell you the stories. I've got them. We've got them in-house here that are still with us. Knowledge, okay? Where do I get this information? Where do I get the knowledge? Ismael Alvarez, again, your broker, okay? I'm going to teach you guys the knowledge and everything. What type of knowledge do you need? Every aspect, from every corner of the real estate world, you've got to know it. From marketing to rentals to sales to commercial real estate to financing laws, contract laws. You've got to know every aspect of the real estate world to become a very successful realtor. It's the only way. It's the only way. Getting your license is really to get your 63-hour course, your FREC 1, it's only really a 7-day class. You cannot expect to make $100,000, $250,000, $500,000, or even over $1 million, okay, by going to school for one week. That's the biggest misconception that individuals have in their life. You've got to continue in this education. You've got to learn every corner that there is of the real estate world to become a successful realtor. And this is a career that's for life, a career that's for life. So you've got to see them. Your tools, we're going to offer you. We're going to give you everything from our office support to our technology to, from the lenders. Your tools are everywhere. Your friends, your co-workers, your mutual funds, savings accounts, and so forth. All the tools are around you. You just need to know how to use it, and hopefully you'll get to know how to use this. Now, understand something. The more of these classes, I'm doing like a basic class today. We'll do more an advanced class later. The more you learn, the more I love learning, because the more I learn, the better I am. The more money I make and the more I can help the public. The more I can help my clients. And the more I can help the public and the clients, guess what? The more money you make, okay? So knowledge is power. I will mention that one every day of the week. That's why we've got classrooms in all of our office. In our Dade County office, we have a classroom there. Palm Beach County, we have 2 classrooms here. St. Lucie, we have another classroom here. We've got classrooms everywhere, and we're teaching all the time. 5 days a week, we're teaching classes. Why? Because again, you make more money when you're educated in exactly what in your line of work, in your field. Motivation. That's number 4. That one I cannot help you guys with. You can come in, I can try to, give you a boost in the arm and get you inspired and so forth, and let you talk to other realtors that are doing it, okay? And then you see them and you look at them and you go, geez, she's doing it, he's doing it, why can't I, right? But I can't motivate you guys. I can't get you guys to get up out of bed to want to do this. You guys have to do this. You have to be motivated. And if you're not motivated for yourself, do it for your loved ones. That, tomorrow you're leaving something for them. Leave them something. Leave them some properties paid for, their homestead completely paid for, everything paid for, the education so they can go to really good schools. Don't leave them where they get out, they get all types of student loans, and once they're done with their 5-year degree, 6, 7, 8, 10-year degree, they owe $300,000, $400,000, $250,000. Geez, can you imagine that? Seriously, imagine that. You just got your degree, you went to school for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and now you owe $500,000, $350,000, $250,000. Now your child has to start, working to try to pay off this debt. No, they should come right out of school, go right into their property that they're going to buy, because you're going to help them buy this property, and they are debt-free. Do it for your family. You've got the license. You are blessed. You've got this license by DBPR, allowing you to make money in real estate legally. How are you going to make it? Through services. Services is working for others, okay? Investing, being an investor, investments. You can be an investor for you and investing for others as well too. So again, you've got the license. You need to know how to do this. Rule of thumb: who are you going to work with? Even if you don't have any upfront money, to start out with, you can work with someone, a family member, a friend, a co-worker. But you got to really trust them, okay? You really got to feel confident with them. You just don't go into a relationship with someone, just because you want to do this. Make sure that you totally trust that person, that this person is someone that you can invite home for dinner, okay, at your home, okay? If not, I don't know. If I can't invite you home, I don't think that we're going to be doing business together. So who are these individuals? This could be a wage earner with absolutely no money out of pocket. This could be someone that has excellent credit, but has no money again to contribute, to your takeoff, your startup of your investment career. Someone who has $20,000, maybe $40,000, but has horrible credit, no job. It doesn't matter, because we've got all the lenders from hard equity to portfolio lenders to our government loans. We work with so many lenders. Well, better said, we work with every lender that brings money into the state of Florida. Okay? So you need to know who these guys are, because these investors, you're going to find out how important they are to you. How about someone that's got a great job? He's a W-2. He's got good credit, or she does, but they don't have a single dollar to their name. Excellent person. I love them. That's going to be my partner. Again, someone that I trust. But there's many of individuals out there. There's many of individuals that are working. I'll just give an example. They work at some local Publix or something like that. Great job, W-2s. And, for example, they have no money. They don't need any money. They truly don't, because they've got you, the realtor, with the ultimate experience on how to become an investor. Okay? If you have a home and you have equity in it, okay? If you got equity in this, W-2, but no money. Again, it doesn't matter, because you've got equity in the property, or your partner has equity in the property. I've even worked where I've had 3 investors at a time. So let's say I've got $10,000. I put $10,000. My second investor puts $10,000. The third puts $10,000. Now we got $30,000. I prefer to make something than nothing. So I start out from the bottom and I work my way up. You always start out from the bottom and work your way up on everything. Okay? So here, I prefer to work with together, and we all split it, but I like using 3 investors. I never used 4. So if we've got 2 other individuals, family members they could be, then we create what's called a joint venture. Okay? 10,000, 10,000, 10,000, we just created a joint venture. So what if you own your own house? It's almost paid for, or it's paid for. I don't know. One of the two. You've got equity in the home. Put that money to work. Now, here we're going to show you how to start up. Okay? You want to start up with a condo, because if that's what your budget can afford, then that's exactly what you're going to start out with. There are these condos, 55 and older, that you can buy them for $8,000, $12,000, $15,000, $18,000. Start there. You work your way from a condo, maybe to another condo, then you're into a villa, you're into a townhouse, you're into a single-family home, but you start wherever your budget can afford. I've told realtors you start at flipping trailers. Why not? You can sell trailers. I don't know how many trailers our realtors here have actually purchased for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. And they ended up selling it for $28,000, okay? Trailers are a phenomenal investment. But we start from trailers to condos to villas to townhouses to single-family homes, okay? So wanted to go back. No, we're fine here. These are some of our preferred lenders here. We've got Matt Butler from SWBC Mortgage, Javier in Fiesta Absolute Mortgage, Cross Country. We've got Ryan. We've got Michelle. We got Van Dyke Mortgage, Thesia and Gil, Bay Equity, Ulises, Ibarra. All of these lenders have, plus many, 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 many more. They've got all the financing that we need to become very successful investors and beginning and starting out from scratch. Okay? So, private money. Private money are individuals that they lend their own money. So they're not looking for tax returns. They're not looking for W-2s. Granted, their interest rates are a lot higher. Let's use it for example. I've had individuals that have actually said to me, Ismael, I'm not paying 10% interest rate. Ismael, I'm not paying 12. I don't want to pay 8. Are you kidding me? Me, Ismael Alvarez, will pay 15% interest rate any day of the week. That's called leverage. The investor's making money, and I am too. So let's say that even though I'm paying 15% interest rate, and this is an interest-only loan, and let's say that I'm paying, let's say, $500, and nothing but pure interest, which is a tax write-off, correct? And even they get put a prepayment penalty of $2,000. So they put in there a 4-month prepayment penalty. So I've got a prepay of $2,000. But if I'm making $75,000, I will gladly pay the interest, the $2,000, because I assure you, I'm still walking away with $70,000 or more. Okay? Any day of the week that's called leverage. That's using someone else's money. So a lot of the private lenders, they don't want to give you a loan with no prepayment penalty. Some will and others won't, because they don't want you buying the property, flipping the property, and then giving the money back in a matter of a month or 30 days or 45. They didn't make any money. But they will do it with a 4-month to a 6-month prepay, and I will gladly, as an investor, pay it. Because if I'm making $100,000 and I paid back $10,000, I'm still walking away with 90 grand. What if I made 50 and I have to pay $7,000? I'm still walking away with $43,000, which I didn't have before. So you've got to understand this. This is a good thing. And I hear individuals, oh my God, 15%, 12%, 10%. Absolutely. Not only will I pay them the 15% after we close, to get the loan, I'll invite that lender out to dinner and tell him he or she is the best person that I've ever met. You want to know why? Because I want to go buy another property and I want them to fund it. And I've got private lenders that after you can demonstrate to them and show them that you are a successful investor, they will lend you 100% of the money so you can buy the property with no money out of pocket. Why? Because you've got a pattern that you showed them that you flipped 5, 6 homes, 3 houses, okay? And you've made profit on it. Now they feel confident with you. They'll lend you 100%. So now you're flipping 2 properties at the same time. You're buying one with your money and you're buying one with the investor's money. And truly, to me, it wouldn't matter if it's 10%, 12%. It wouldn't matter because I'm using their money to make a return, okay? You've got Bay Equity, Absolute. They're phenomenal lenders. They've got FHA loans. They've got government loans. There's all types of loans out there that are available, okay? You've got bond money loans. You've got 100% financing loans. You've got to come into our classes in financing, and anytime one of these lenders comes up here and they're doing a class, you need to look at it. You have to look at all these classes. If not, you're not going to know what you're doing, and you're not going to end up making the money that you're supposed to be making. Okay? Okay. Determining, a value. How do you determine value? How do you know a CMA? How do you know a market analysis? Okay? So first of all, you have to know your area. Now, I've done many of CMA classes. Just go back to Partnership Realty, put CMA, and it's going to teach you. I can't go into it in details, but you can go back and look at it and determine and see how to do a CMA. So you've got to know how to do a CMA. You've got to be and determine the market sales value, the competitive market sale, what they're selling for. So you need to know at what you can buy it for so you can determine what you can sell it for, estimate for your repairs, your closing costs will leave you your net profit, okay? So you've got to know your area, your farming, your market area. Buyers' closing costs and repairs. Sellers' expenses, meaning sellers' closing costs and buyers' closing costs. You have to be able to know how to factor all those in. We've done many classes like that. Like we did a seller's net proceeds. You guys have to look at that class. Go back to YouTube and put Partnership Realty seller's net proceeds. Because in this case, you're the seller. So you want to know what your closing costs are going to come out to. You already know what you paid for it. You already know what you can sell it at, so you know what you paid for. You know what the repairs are. And here, let me go over some of the repairs for you guys. Okay? There are properties that I've had to buy that I've had to remodel from entirely. I mean, just completely remodel the entire home inside and out. I've had other properties that all I've had to do is probably maybe, put $3,000 or $4,000 into it. Just a quick fresher upper, you know, a little fresh paint and so forth, cleanliness, doing the lawn. Some of them have beautiful landscaping outside. It's just overgrown because these are foreclosed homes. Once you trim it back, you've got beautiful landscaping right there. And I have had other properties that all I needed was nothing more than a broom and a pan, just sweep out the cobwebs, because these properties have been closed down for a very long time. Take out the spider webs. Sometimes you'll see, you know, like a little buildup, and individuals will think it's termites. It's not. It's because we're in South Florida. We have rainy weather here all the time. So the ants will come in. It's nothing more than ants that come in. So it depends on the property. Some you have to do nothing to them, and others you might have to spend a few thousands, to $15,000, $20,000 to, you know, to make it look nice and presentable to sell it. Okay. So you need to know how to negotiate this property. Inspections are phenomenal. Inspections are good for everything, whether you represent a buyer, okay, or for yourself. Because depending on what's wrong with the property, you can negotiate that value up and down. And if not, you know, but again, it's the seller's choice, and it's if they're going to, you know, reduce the price or not. But if you see that the property is worth it, though, in the conditions that it's at, then you want to buy it. Knowing your market area, your MLS, okay? You can find these properties through the MLS. You're going to see it today because we're going to show you where all these foreclosed homes are to be found at, okay? And you can also find them in newspapers and, you know, with local lenders as well, too. Now, final, most important is that you guys need to have the right title company to assist you with this. Has to have to make sure they look at it, make sure that the title is clear, that there are no liens, because anytime you buy a property, all of those liens, and let me explain something. The lien does not have to be something that just happened, you know, occurred maybe a month ago or a year ago. It could be 30 years ago. If there are liens and open permits, and property was sold once or twice, and it could have been sold through an FHA, it could have been sold, you know, cash, and title company missed it, or they did an exception to the title. Guess what? When the new person buys it, which is you just inherited all of those violations and liens. And if the title is not cleared, it's a clouded title, you're not going to be able to resell this property. So how important is it to have the right, you know, the right structure, the right office backing you up? Our title company, Partnership Title and Escrow, has, I mean, high knowledge, intensive knowledge in this, and they're going to be able to make sure that this property is free and clear of pretty much everything. So where are you going to go? NAR, National Association of Realtors, okay? So National Association of Realtors, doesn't matter where you're at, what board you're at, everything is there. All the tools are there. So here at Realtors of Broward, Palm Beach, and St. Lucie County, your MLS is there. If you're at the Miami board, if you're at the Orlando board, Oscar, it doesn't matter, the Tampa board, regional MLS, it doesn't matter where you're at, okay? There, you know, your tools are there to be able to assist you with this. So here, selling the property. Now, your signs are very, very important, because if you guys look at our marketing classes and our social media classes and everything, I'm always saying this. I'm continuously saying this. Your photo has to be there. People don't remember names, but when they see your face, they go, oh, I know her, I know him. He's a realtor, okay? They need to see this. And your sign through your social media, through your marketing, your business cards, your magnets on your car, it needs to be there. And when you guys put a sign up, put a poll. Make it look very presentable, very professional. Now let's look at some of the selling points. Your MLS. Your MLS is going to help you sell and help you find these properties. It's phenomenal. You're going to see in a couple of minutes. Real estate signs. It's going to help you to generate a lot of business. From, if you've got a property up, one of your own properties, and you're selling it, you can probably pick up a listing. You're going to pick up buyers. People are going to come in. They might not like the property that you're selling, but you picked up, you know, a buyer for another property. Open houses. virtual open houses right now that we're doing are phenomenal. I recommend virtual open houses 1,000,000%, not 100%. How about 1,000,000%? And I'll tell you why. Because on open houses, when you go to do an open house, you're sitting there, you did all the setup, you went over there, you sat there. How many clients could probably walk in, prospects better said? 3, 5, 8, maybe 10? That's pretty good return. That's a good prospect. That's a really good day. But let's say you only had 3 or 5 or 10, right? Well, I prefer to do it virtually, because when you do it virtually, you don't have 3 to 10 prospects coming in. You have between 150, maybe 50 to 150 to 300 to 600 people looking. So now let's work with the odds. Let's say that we go with the, the 10%, we're going to use the 10% math here. So 10% of 10, that's one client you picked up, if you only had 10 people that walked in. But 10% of 150 to 200 to 300 individuals, that's 30 new prospects. So virtual tours, open houses, I highly recommend them. Small classified ads. Now remember, we did a class on blind ads. Go back to YouTube and pull Partnership Realty blind ads, but it's also in your form simplicity. There's all the laws by realtors, Florida Realtors right there, Division of Real Estate, telling you what you can do and what you cannot do. The agency, Partnership Realty, must be disclosed in everywhere that you do this. A classified ad is nothing more than a 5-liner, 4-liner, but you got to make sure that that Partnership Realty is at the bottom of it. Lenders will, our lenders will, not ours, they're not affiliated with us or anything like that. They're in our office to help you, but the lenders that we work with, okay? These lenders, they've got phenomenal marketing material. Oh my Lord. Take advantage of that. They're doing it for free, okay? Why? Because they need you. They need you, the realtor, because they're going to give you all this marketing material and you're going to be promoting this property. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal for these lenders, what they've got, okay? Posting flyers, magazines, local businesses. You don't know how many local businesses you can go and put a flyer up and you will sell a property within a couple of days, if not the same day. Magazines and posting these flyers. Your HOA. Every HOA, not every HOA, but the majority of them, they've got a clubhouse. They've got a pin board there that you can go and just post it. A lot of individuals they're not following social media. They're not following any of the, Realtor.com, Zillow, Truly, or anything like that. But once they go to play bingo, they go to the pool, they go to, any event that they're having there at the clubhouse, they're going to look at it and say, oh my God, look, there's a property right here in our neighborhood for sale. So you want to make sure you pin it up there, because a lot of individuals will see it and they might have a family member or a friend or a relative or anything like that to buy this property. So here's our title company, Partnership Title and Escrow. I want you to meet our staff, Haley, Sarai, Aaron, and Nikki. These ladies will work very, very hard. They are very highly experienced on what they're doing, and they're going to make sure that this file closes on a timely manner and everything is looked at from title to permitting to liens to everything. And what are many of the reasons, besides very friendly service and professional service? And you can pretty much, we're open 7 days a week, seriously. Call any of us, and we're open 7 days a week to help. But what are some of the points? Well, the reasons to use Partnership Title and Escrow, control of your escrow, control of your money. You want to make sure that everything is perfectly, going well, so you can go ahead and close on a timely manner, if not on or before. So control of everything that's going on. You don't want anything to go sideways on you, because if it does, it just creates problems for everyone. Online cost estimator, extremely important. Now, we did a class not too long ago up in Sunny Isles. We did the class. put Partnership Realty, and put seller's net proceeds. Now in this case here, again, you're the seller. You need just 4 things to plug in to go into our website, and you put in their sellers closing costs, and all you got to do is plug in 4 things. I'm not going to go into it to show you because you can go back to YouTube and watch this under Partnership Realty Sellers Net Proceeds, and you're going to see what are the 4 things that you're going to plug into it, and it's going to tell you a very good estimate of what the closing costs are going to be, so you'll know what the net profit you'll end up netting. Okay, so you need to know the closing costs for the buyers as well too. If they're asking, if you're helping a buyer, if you're the realtor, we're a transaction broker. So if somebody walks in at your open house or they see your property, you put the sign on it, and you're representing the buyer, you can help them by giving them an estimate as well too. Low fees. Very low fees. We will do whatever it takes to make sure this file closes. So, and we got fast closings. Why do we want to do a fast closing? So you can get your net profit plus your initial investment and go buy another property. So hopefully you can do 3 to 4 to 8 or more this year. Okay? Everyone is working with one goal. We're going to close this transaction. And we're going to make sure it closes perfectly. That everything is done perfectly for the buyer, the seller, for the realtors, the lenders, everyone involved, all parties involved. The way that I look at things is on your bottom right-hand corner right there. On your bottom right-hand corner. It doesn't matter what county, what city you're at, there's money to be made. This is the way that I look at properties. I work the entire state of Florida. I have sold properties. I've bought and purchased properties in the Dade County and Broward, Boca, and the West Coast, Sanibel. I've done it at Lehigh Acres, Fort Myers. Palm Beach County, St. Lucie, Vero Beach, Orlando, Lake City, Gainesville, wherever it's at. You'll see realtors that will tell me that they won't go to Ocala. They won't drive. What, are you kidding me? I will drive to Gainesville to make $20,000. How about $120,000? How about $75,000? Absolutely. You guys are licensed for the entire state of Florida. So if I bought a property up in Ocala, and I've got another one here in Palm Beach County, and I have another one down in Boca, and another one in St. Lucie, this is my job. This is what I am. I love what I do. I am a real estate investor. You guys are. You guys have the license for that, okay? So here, no, I'm going to go back one more. Sorry. I'm going to go back again. This here is how you guys are going to get rewarded. How do you get rewarded? From hard work. But the hard work that I'm talking about, it's not, you got to get a hard hat, bring in some gloves and some boots, and we're going to give you a chainsaw. No, it's watching these classes, learning. The more knowledge you guys have, the more chances you guys have making more money. Now, the money that you guys are going to make, what is this going to help out with? Well, let me show you what it's going to help out with. It's going to help out with financial freedom. You guys got this license because you've heard of others having financial freedom. Having nice homes, having homes that are paid for, cars that are paid for, their credit cards are paid for, running their own schedule. They're not on an 8:30 to 5 o'clock, 6 days a week. Sometimes working 50, 60, 70 hours. Sometimes working overtime, okay, or a second job. You don't see your spouse, you don't see your loved ones, you don't see your kids because you guys are just maybe having dinner and continuing on to another job. As a realtor, you're going to change all that, but you have to know what to do. You've got to watch these classes, watch every single class that our office provides and gives you. So you can change your life, so you can make $100,000 to $250,000 to $500,000 and over $1 million. And $1 million is nothing to make with that license that you guys have. But you're right, you'll never make it if you don't watch these classes. We teach these classes in Spanish, we teach it in English, and we're working on teaching it now in Creole. Okay, you're absolutely correct. You'll never make it. You'll never make it with just having that license. And and if you think that the money's going to arrive at your doorsteps, it will not. You have to work for it. we're going to teach you. We're going to give you the tools. We're going to give you the technology. We're going to give you the office support. We're going to give you everything. You just have to give to yourself one thing. What is it? Motivation. You have to want to be able to do this. That I cannot help you with, but I can help you with everything else. Okay? So paying off debt, financial freedom, paying off all the credit cards. Then look at number 2, paying off your home and even probably upgrading your house, okay? And paying that house off. That's pretty nice to have your home paid off. That is a nice feeling. What a nice feeling it is to have your home paid off, okay? Remodeling your home, just, upgrading it, making it the way that you would like to be living, okay? Going on vacations, absolutely. Take vacations. Take your family, yourself, and treat yourself to vacations. Why? Because afterwards you're going to want to come back with more desire to work. So spend some of that profit that you're making, take a percentage, and do something good for yourself. How about this? Going and spending it on you. Buy some nice handbags, buy some nice purses, shoes, buy jewelry, whatever you like. Spend a little bit on you. That inspires you to continue to work and love this business even more. Oh, now I want to go back. Something really important here, because you showed it to me in the other class. You've got to fight through this, okay? You've got to go through some really bad times to make it to some really good times, making it to a much better life. Okay, but let's talk about the bad times. What really is the bad time? That you have to sit and watch these boring classes and listening to me? Okay, it's totally up to you. Don't do it. Continue that 9-to-5 job. Continue not being able to go to school trips with your kids. Continue not being able to go to any of their events, any of the awards that they have, that you can't go there because your boss won't allow you to go there. You might go to one, but by the second one, they're going to tell you, listen, don't come back, okay? You continue doing that. Continue having a boss over you. You don't have a boss over you. You control your own schedule. You work your own schedule. And your income is all based upon what you want out of this license. So the bad times is nothing but sitting and being educated. I love education. The more I learn, again, the more I can help the public, then the more money we make, all of us. So there, from learning is when it's when the best days are going to come. And you know what the great part about these classes are? There are no exams at the end of the class. My daughter Ashley once said to me, "Dad, you should have a quiz." That's when she was still in high school. She says, "Dad, you should have a quiz and exam after every class." I go, "Ashley, if I do that, no realtor will come over, okay?" But there are no exams. Just come sit and learn. Come sit and learn. Market analysis, okay? You guys need to know your CMAs. How do you do a CMA? I'm not going to go into a full CMA today, or a market analysis or an RPR. You guys have to go Partnership Realty, YouTube, Partnership Realty, and go do a CMA course. Sit down and watch it, okay? Here, this is you in the middle. Actually, it's me, but it's you. Let's say it's you, okay? Your farming area, your area of expertise has to be that you travel anywhere north to 30 minutes, anywhere south to 30 minutes, west to 30 minutes, or east to 30 minutes. Now, going north 30 minutes is just St. Lucie. Going south is just Boca Raton. And going west is Belle Glade. East is right there at the coastline. That's not that far away. That should be your farming area. You need to know your farming area like the back of your hand. But if you live in Broward and Dade County, it's a different world. Not because of the traffic. So your traveling distance is 1 hour each way, 1 hour to get there, okay? That should be your farming area. Again, Broward and Dade, totally different. But I do a lot of investments in Broward. I get in the car and drive to Broward any time of the week, to make $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000, $130,000, $150,000 net on an investment. You guys need to go into your MLS, and you guys need to look at the active. Once you looked at the active in your farming area, you do edit search, and you look at the properties that are backup. Then you still do edit search, and you look at the contingent. Then you do edit search, and you look at the pending. Then again, edit search, and you look at the close, just the last 6 months. Our MLS gives us a 1-year default, but just do 6 months because a year ago, it's a totally different market. So you need the last 6 months. Now do a CMA class, and it'll teach you how to do that. So again, that's your farming area. And you guys have to do this not once a week. This is daily. You have to love your career. This is daily. Now, I have realtors that do it 3 times a day. They do it in the morning, midday, and late at night. I've gone out at 11:30 at night because I looked it up. Someone just posted this property late in the evening. I saw the property. I got in the car. I'm over there at 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, looking at the property. I'm already submitting a cash offer in the morning. I mean, time is of the essence. So again, if you love this career, you at least want to do it minimum of 1 time a day, whether it's in the morning with a cup of coffee, at night with another cup of coffee or a tea. You have to look at your market area. You've got to know from the actives to the contingents to the pending, you've got to know these properties in order to recognize and find and see a good deal. If you guys don't do this, it's not going to happen. And you guys need to go and visit these homes. Look at them in the inside so you guys will really get to know them. Again, being a realtor takes work, but I kind of like that. I love going and doing homes, previewing homes. This is a line of work that I like, and so are many of other thousands of realtors. But you have to be motivated, and you know, if you don't get up off that couch, it's not going to happen. Okay, the real estate services. I have realtors that come to me from other office, and they tell me, well, I don't really do rentals. I go, oh boy, that's terrible, because you know what? Rentals are your best friend. Not only are they fast, quick cash, they're small cash, but they're fast, quick cash. But these rentals will lead into sales. Okay, now in sales, whether you're a percent of buyer or seller, that as well is more money, because the sale you're making what, 6%, half of that 3%, 5%, 4% commission, so forth, 2.5%. So you're making a lot more money. But sales and rentals will also give you to commercial real estate. It's the same license that you got from DBPR. Now, not only will you be doing commercial sales, commercial leasing, and we'll be doing some commercial classes really soon. Okay, all of that works together because from any of those guys, whether it's a rental, whether it's a sale, or it's a commercial client, it's going to lead you into investments. Now, if you're doing a rental, you've got your investment class, and you've got a rental, an individual comes in, they got decent credit, 640, 660 scores, 700 scores. I've seen them with 700 plus. Great job. They got first, last, and security, $4,500 to $5,000. Okay? And I tell them immediately, ma'am, sir, folks, why are you guys renting? Well, we've heard our lender told us that we need anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 to $19,000. $17,000 to buy a home. No, sir, you can buy this home, with an FHA loan, with the conventional loan, and all you really need is like $1,500. You need to know about all these finances. And where did you get this client from? From a rental, from a tenant. I don't know, and I can't tell you how many realtors will come to me and tell me, Ismael, I converted a tenant into a buyer. And these people are so happy that you help them buy their home, own their home. Their kids have their own bedrooms that they don't have to be throwing the money away anymore. This is a win-win for everyone, especially you as an investor, okay? You as an investor. So it all works together and it's all related. So all services are related. Now, how do we do this? You can start out by yourself. I'm going to show you number one. You're going to make not 100% commission, you're making here 100% profit. So let's say that you start out with one of these programs, whether it's a hard equity lending or one of these 100% programs. One of the great things about real estate is that if you live in the property for 24 months, there's no capital gain. unless if you go and purchase another property. But you have to live it for 24 months. Now, if you are a couple, it's up to $500,000. Tell me another line of work that you can make $500,000 and pay no capital gain. Well, maybe a church, okay? But there aren't many lines of work that you can make that type of money, $250,000 to $500,000. There's not that many lines of work. Well, here, if you have any of the followings that I showed you in the previous slides back, if you've got and you're able to do this by yourself, then you're going to make anywhere from $75,000 to $150,000 or more. Now, let's say that you bought one property, you flipped it, you're on your second one, but you would like to flip two properties at the same time. But you don't have that much money because you only have maybe $30,000 or $50,000. Then go to number two, take on a partner, go 50-50. This partner will have the other $35,000 or $50,000. You've got $35,000, and now you're flipping two properties at the same time. You're flipping one by yourself, one with the partner. Yes, you're flipping one by yourself, making full profit on that one, and you're getting half on that one. I prefer to be making, two profits at the same time instead of one at one time. But it doesn't stop there. Like I said before, I have gone into partnership many a times under a third, and a third. Even if you only made $45,000, that's $15,000 each. Do you know that there are individuals that work an entire year and never see $15,000 in one hand, ever? Okay? You guys have the license. You are blessed. You already did the hard work. You got the license by the state of Florida. You got the license. Now, make this license work for you. So now you're going to be flipping three properties at the same time. You're making 100% on one, you're making 50% on the other one, and you're making a third on the other one, even if it's something as low as $15,000. But let's look at the end of the month or within a 2-month period. Let's look at it. I assure you that instead of me making $75,000 or $100,000, I'm walking away with $200,000 or plus. Okay? So what would you like to walk away with? Now, it doesn't stop there. We have so many investors. Now, these guys will only do two things. That's all they want to do. Because they've got money sitting in their CDs, their mutual funds, their money markets. They're getting pennies on the dollars. So these guys, let me show you what they're doing. Okay? These guys only want to write a check. They're going to sign it. They only want to write a check to buy the property, and they want to receive a check. That's totally it. Okay? So they want to write a check, they want to receive a check. Now they have to trust you that really you are the right realtor for them to go and do a joint venture or become a partner with them, or an LLC, or whatever type of partnership you guys want to create. Okay? But in order for you to be that right realtor, you have to know every single corner and every aspect of the real estate world. If not, they're not going to trust you. As soon as they start talking to you, that you see that you have very little knowledge, they're not going to, they're not going to feel confident by putting their money to work with you. And how much are you putting into it? Zero, not $1. But you are putting your time, your experience, you're putting your marketing, your everything. You're doing everything. But you're getting them a huge return on their money. 30%, 35% return on their money. Are you kidding? That's huge return. They will not only will they continue doing another property with you and investing more money with you, okay, and putting more money into this joint venture, they'll tell their friends who are pretty much, they say birds of a feather flock together. Very true. They have other friends that are equivalent to them or greater or a little less, but once they tell them that they're making an excellent income with you, then they're going to refer you over to their other friends, and now you're flipping more properties. And you're doing all of this at the same time. All of this is going on at the same time. I've got one more. Now this last one right there, assignment of contract. If you read your as-is contract, and I think it's page number 2 where it says assignable assignment. So you can assign it with liabilities, assign it with no liability, or may not assign. It's in there. You can do this. But I really wish you guys would not, okay? Before you get into assignable contracts, you need to sit with me one-on-one, and we will go over the details on how to do it, because we don't want to do something that's going to, you know, that's not going to go well. It's going to go sideways. That one there, I'm putting it there because you can actually do it. But you need to do it when you've got experience and you know exactly what you're doing. I don't want you to start with assignable contracts. That's the worst one to start out with. That's the worst one to start out with. And especially, you need to sit with me. And I will very gladly do a one-on-one with you. But let's talk the truth here. You can do all of it at the same time once you've got the experience and knowledge and you know what you're doing. Okay, I'm going to show you where these foreclosures are at. Where are these homes? Where are these sites? Where do I find these properties? Well, you go to HUD.org. Here's HUD.org. You have to register, and at the same token, not only when you register, I am going to show you two things that you need. And where is it you're going to find this? You're going to go to your Form Simplicity to find this, and it's right here. So you need these two things. You need, first of all, the NAID number. In order to sign up with HUD, you have to provide them a NAID number. And number two, you have to provide them a federal ID number. So this is the only site that you have to register with all of them, but this is the only site that's going to require the NAID or the federal ID. Where do you find that at? Very simple. Go to your Form Simplicity. Go to your form packages. It's right there under NAID. You'll find it right there. You don't have to call us. You don't have to ask us for it. You go in there. The NAID number is going to be there. The federal ID number is going to be there. So you're going to access this from any computer or from your cell phone. So, but you do need this to find these foreclosed homes. These are homes that are foreclosures. Now, the HUD will put these properties on the market, for example, 10 to 15 days, 20 days, and it's only for first-time home buyers. Somebody, or primary residents, people are going to live there. But after that, they'll open it up in 15 days to investors. So now investors can actually buy. So here's your first site. But again, you remember, you need your NAID and federal ID number. You need to register this. Now, these contracts, and all the contracts I'm going to show you right now, are time is of the essence. They're very contract, they're very sensitive contracts. So if you guys don't really know what you're doing, there's a good chance you're going to lose this contract. You actually won the bid, you got the property, but because you didn't do this, you didn't follow the steps on the contracts on a timely manner, they're going to bounce you out and you're going to lose the entire property. We have transaction coordinators, TC department here. We have a full transaction coordinator department that will assist you, and these ladies are phenomenal with this. You just hand them the file over and they'll take over. They'll make sure everything is done on a timely manner so you will not lose that property that you worked really hard for and you were the winning bidder. And you got that property under $100,000, $50,000, $70,000 below market value. Now the second site is Taza Home. You'll have to register to this one here, but you don't need the NAID number. You don't need the federal ID number. Same thing. Okay, here's another site here where you're going to have foreclosed homes. Here is Hubsu. Okay, Taza and Hubsu. These homes, these properties here that are being sold are considered to be sold REOs. An REO. What is an REO? REO stands for real estate owned. Now, this is a bank, whether it could be Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, Deutsche Bank, it could be any bank. They bought it from, Fannie or Freddie Mac, and now, it's called an REO. It doesn't matter, it's still a foreclosed home, same guidelines, same everything. Whether a bank owns it, it's a federal bank owns it, or the government owns it, it's still the same guidelines. REO, a foreclosure, it's all the same. So, and again, their contracts are very time sensitive. So make sure that you don't lose the contract. Have our transaction coordinators assist you with this. Okay? Auction.com, another one that you can find properties at, and you must register on that one. So I'm showing you all of these websites that you can find foreclosures. These are properties that have been foreclosed on. And now I'm going to show you one more. Your MLS, as I mentioned before. Your MLS, phenomenal. Okay, you don't know how many private individuals, sellers, are selling these properties, but you need to know how to recognize a property that's below market value, and you need to be there looking on a daily basis. You need to be looking there to be able to find it. Okay, so you can look at it under a private. There are so many people that are selling their homes. They just want to get rid of them fast. Some of them are from up north. Some of them are second homes. Sometimes there's been, some unfortunate death or something in the family. They want to flip the property. But also in your MLS, if you go into your search bar, you're going to find REO. Just click yes. So all of your REOs, all your foreclosed homes, are going to show up. So how important is your MLS? Extremely important, extremely important. So there's another site, your MLS. You've got all the tools to be able to become a successful investor right now. I'm going to show you one last one. And it doesn't matter what county you live at, whether it's St. Lucie, whether it's Orlando, whether it's Palm Beach County, whether it's Dade County or Broward, okay? These are properties that they're foreclosures. These are county foreclosures that are being sold at the courthouse, your local courthouse. So here I'm only showing you here Palm Beach County, but Dade County's got theirs, St. Lucie, Broward, Orlando. They all have, you can find properties there. But let me please mention this, and now I'm using the word please, capital letters and bold letters. I do not recommend this site. How do you like them apples? Okay? I don't recommend it. I highly don't recommend it. This is a basic class on becoming an investor. Are you kidding me? Do you really think that you guys are going to be top of the line investors in a matter of what? An hour that this class took? Okay? That is the most dangerous one of all. Let's go back to the Palm Beach County foreclosures, okay? Because when you buy a property there, especially if you're using someone else's money, okay, you're buying it with every defect that title brings. Every single defect, every lien, every violation. And some of the times, these violations can get up into hundreds of thousands of dollars. They can get up to $250,000 to $300,000. And if you bought this property, let's say for $80,000, $120,000, then you need another $25,000 of repairs, and you have, $50,000, $250,000 in violations. Boy, did you strike a bad deal there. How about a clouded title that you cannot sell? You own it. It says it when you go in there. You're going to have to. We'll go back to it. You're going to have to check off so many boxes. Look at these boxes when you check them off. What it's telling you, that you're buying this home with every single defect there is. So until you are a very experienced investor, and you've done an advanced class with me, you've sat down with me and stuff like that, then I recommend that you can go into the public courthouse and buy foreclosures. But right now, I want you to buy all the other ones that I showed you before. Because why? All those other ones have clear title, so you can be able to sell them. This last one here does not have clear title. Sometimes it might, but sometimes it doesn't. So don't take the chance. Thank you again. I'm Ismael Alvarez, the owner and broker of Partnership Realty, and hope to see you guys again, and thank you for being part of our trainings. Have a great one.